Up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back, and I'm doing my Week 15 power rankings here after the All-Star game. It was a great Monday, Tuesday, recording this on Wednesday. And before we get in, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button in that corner down there. Hit the like button, comment below what you guys think of my power rankings. But let's get into it here. And at 30, we get the Nationals. The only thing that they got going for them is Juan Soto. He's been hot going into the All-Star game. Obviously won the home run derby as well. Will he get dealt at the deadline? That's going to be the big question mark for this team, and pretty much going to be the only positive, I guess, if you think of it that way, to get all those prospects. And big news surrounding this team. 29th, we got the Oakland A's. Trades, that's pretty much what they're going to be relevant for here for the next few weeks. They have been decent, 500 in the last 12, so they've been playing some decent ball here, but nothing really to report. 28th, we got the Cincinnati Reds. They're the worst team in MLB in terms of pitching-wise, earned run average, you could say. Luis Castillo, he's been the only bright spot in their rotation. Hunter Green, he's starting to figure it out a little bit as well. But going into the break, they were 6-3 in their last 9, on a positive sign there. At one point, this team was one of the worst teams in baseball to start the year. But now, they're kind of creeping in there with all the other teams. Mike Moustakas, hopefully he's back quick, but half the team is pretty much coming back after All-Star break. Seems like everyone's on rehab or fully back. And 27th, we got the Cubs. Not much to report here other than some more deals. They're 1-9 in their last 10. Hard games to watch. They just get absolutely dominating in all aspects of the game. And they face two teams this week that, are just on fire. 26th, we got the Royals. I think the big name for them is Andrew Benintendi. Where is he going to go? I mean, he is pretty much already gone. It's just a matter of time. Depending on his vaccination status, depends where he goes. You've heard some players talk about that. Salvi, hopefully he can come back sooner rather than later, as he's a good piece for this Royals team. 25th, we got my Tigers. Very disappointing week, after they went 6 games in a row, lost 4 in a row. It's been rough. Riley Green, he's been keeping them afloat around 500 since he's been called up. Torkelson got sent down to AAA to find his mental game, kind of trying to get him back in the groove, hopefully for, September when he gets, or whenever they get called back up. Miggy, he's hitting 287 this year going in the break in his 20th career, which is insane. He represented us at the All-Star game as well. And we are the only team with no one hitting double-digit home runs in Major League Baseball. Yeah. And we also have the least amount of home runs in Major League Baseball as well. And I believe that is 63, or it's 63 or 73, one of the two, or 53. Either way, it's bad, and the Tigers need to figure it out. 24th, we got the Angels. This team, I thought they could have been something, but it's slowly depleting here. Ohtani, maybe he gets dealt at the deadline. That could be a huge move there. His contract expires next year, and they could get a lot in return for him this year. But this Angels team, another year of disappointment. 23rd, we got the Pirates. Termarr Johnson, he might be the steal of the draft for the Pirates. A good selection there. They're really bad at hitting. They're an exciting team, though. They got O'Neal Cruz. He's fun to watch. Makes you want to watch. Brian Reynolds, he's decent, too. But who's going to be getting dealt at the deadline? That's their big question. 22nd, we got the Diamondbacks. Drew Jones, that's a great pick there. Son of Andrew Jones. He used to play in the MLB. The NL West pretty much is slowing this team down. They're 40-52. I think they could be around 500 in any other division besides the NL East. And Ketel Marte, he's finally hitting good. He's bumped his average all the way up to 271 after hitting 146 in April, which was a very bad start for them. But the Diamondbacks, hopefully Tommy Henry, our guy from Portage Northern, can get called up here and make his debut. 21st, we got the Rangers. This could be a sneaky team that could enter wild card contention late in the year. If they really want, they could start being dealers at the deadline and then kind of throw that idea out of the picture. But if they keep the same team intact, this team could make a run, could make a push. We've seen the Mariners doing it right now, so why can't the Rangers? 20th, we got the Rockies. I think they'll get some pieces dealt as well. CJ Cron will probably be one of those guys. Maybe Iglesias as well. He's hitting pretty good. But they have the best average in baseball, of course, because, they play at Coors Field. And, of course, they have one of the worst pitching stats as well, being in the bottom 3 there. But the Rockies, at least Chris Bryant's back, right? 19th, we got the Marlins. They're 4-8 in their last 12. Sandy Alcantara has been pretty much the only positive news from Miami this year. He's having a great year. He would have started the All-Star game if it wasn't in LA. And Kershaw, obviously what it happened. But consistent hitting is pretty much the key that's holding this Marlins team back. Sometimes they could go for 7 runs and then get shut out next 2 games, and you just wonder where the hitting goes. But Jazz Chisholm, hopefully he's getting activated this week for these games here, and he's a bat that they need in the lineup, and that's a consistent piece that you'll get. 18th, we got the White Sox not moving. Right here at 500, they're going in the break, 8-3 in their last 11 though. So are they turning the page on this, mediocre start? Yasmani Grandal, he could be coming back as well, but they're only 3 games back in the AL Central from Minnesota, and it's something, very reachable. A 3-game series, you sweep them, boom, there you go. And I think the White Sox still got it in them here. Lots of, divisional games coming up here for the AL Central, so it's going to be a good race down the stretch. And that's why, you got the Guardians here. They're all in the mix too. They're only 2 games back from the AL Central. Are they going to be buyers or sellers? I think they might just stay put here, roll with what they got. McKenzie, he's been excellent this year, but the bullpen has been really bad. Besides Clase, he's been really good, but other than that, it's are you going to get a consistent arm? They're 28th in home runs here. Only the Tigers and Oakland are worse, and it's a tough series this week in Chicago. 16th, we got the Orioles. Yes, they are 16th here, 500 team, last place in the AL East, and it's crazy to think that this Orioles team is finally contending, and of course, it's in the year where everyone else is contending in that AL East. They are 11-2 though in their last 13. They've been playing some good ball. Trey Mancini, could he be dealt? That's a good question there. Austin Hayes has been playing good. Anthony Santander, he's been playing good, and Adley Rutschman, he's finally starting to pick it up and be what everyone thought he was going to be. 15th, we got the Giants. They went in the break on a good stretch there, 7-2. But they're just floating around 500 at this point. I don't see them making much noise in the postseason if they do make it. But they got 4 games in LA this week, and after that much, you need a break. Blue Jays at 14, staying pat. They're 5-1 now after they were 1-9 in their last 10. Alek Manoah, you saw him in the All-Star game. That was a pretty cool experience talking to all the announcers, telling them pitches they're throwing. But he's having a great year, and he deserved that All-Star game appearance. Charlie Montoya, he got fired, so is there going to be a new spark for this team coming out of the break? I think so, but we'll just have to see. And going into the deadline, what are they going to do? Are they going to sell someone, sell some, bench guys, or stay put with what they got? Maybe get a guy in there, spice it up a little bit. I don't know, but Blue Jays need to do something, at least make some moves. 13th, we got the Cardinals. They're 2.5 back for the Brewers from the NL Central. They needed that rest for sure. They went 7-10 their last 17. You could tell they were getting kind of fatigued. But Goldschmidt, obviously, MVP caliber year. But when are they going to get Yachty, Tyler O'Neill, and Harrison Bader back? That's the big question. 3 key guys that they need to make that stretch run coming here, with almost 60, 70 games left. You're going to need all you got here, especially in that NL Central in a very tight race. 12th, we have the Phillies dropping out of the top 10. It's because they're the most inconsistent team in the MLB. They may be really hot and then just go really ice cold out of nowhere. But Bryce Harper, with his broken thumb, when is he going to come back? I think mid-August is what they're shooting for. Hopefully sooner, because, obviously he's just a great talent to have in the game. And, he's a scary hitter to face as well. But Kyle Schwarber is making up for it at the plate. 29 home runs, 58 RBIs. But he just needs to improve that 208 average, see some more balls, better pitches, and just go from there. But he can make that work. And I think if he can, raise his average 240 end of the year, he'll be just fine. Red Sox dropping as well to 11th. And it's just because they're 3-10 in their last 13. And then 2 of those games they had to come back and win against the Yankees. So this team really could go 1-12 in the last 13 going in the break, maybe even drop them even farther here. This Red Sox team, they're still a team you don't want to mess with. But the biggest question here is, what is Chris Sale going to be back after his surgery on his finger? I mean, that was bad. Trevor Story as well. He's on the IL. So this Red Sox team, it's not looking too good for them right now. Hopefully they'll get some good news later this week. Starting our top 10, we got the Twins dropping to 10th. Pretty much as you can see here, there's some guys, key pieces that are finally doing what they're supposed to do, or some breakout years. But they're 3-7 into the break in the last 10. They got 6 games in a matter of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days, and some tough games as well. So we're going to really see what these Twins are made of coming out of the break. Heading back into the top 10, we got the Tampa Bay Rays. They went 6-1 in their last 7. Shane McClanahan, obviously a star. He started the All-Star game, went off, not in a good way, but he's really earned that start. 1.71 ERA, first in the MLB, 147 Ks, tied for second in the MLB. I mean, what can you ask more from the guy? But on a negative note, Wander and Kiermaier, are they out till September? That's the big question there. What is this Rays team going to do? We don't really know. Hitting wise, are they going to be buying at the deadline? Could be. I think a good piece for them would be Benintendi to bolster up that outfield for sure. But once again, the pitching is keeping this team afloat with a 3.37 ERA, which is 4th best in the MLB. 8th, we have the San Diego Padres. Tatis, obviously, he's the big story. End of August, is that possible? I mean, it looks all good. He's resuming baseball activities. Will Myers, same thing for him. And I think this could be a sleeper team for Juan Soto. They got some prospects there down there. They could trade away a young guy or two here. Maybe Cronenworth could be thrown in there. I know he's a good piece, but Juan Soto, I mean, come on here. And they're 10 games back from the Dodgers. It's just going to be tough here for Padres to catch up to that. But, there's still got a lot of games to go. And I think, it's definitely possible. Brewers dropping a spot here. They have a half-game lead on the Cardinals in the NL Central. They needed that break as well as they went 3-8 in the last 11. Freddie Peralta, some positive news. Looks like he's going to be back either this weekend or early next week. Of course, the rotation's been good, but hitting, not so much. And I think that's where they're going to add a piece at the deadline. They definitely need a bat. Mariners jumping all the way up to 6 for me here. And I know what you're thinking. Hold on. They won 14 in a row, but are they really that good? Well, yeah, they're 22-3 in their last 25. And this isn't based off records. This is just power rankings. And they are one of the team you don't want to face right now, obviously winning 14 in a row. And they were, I think, 16 games back in the division. Now they're only 9. And that's thanks to Julio Rodriguez. With a 275 average, 16 home runs, 52 RBIs, he has to be the leading candidate to win Rookie of the Year right now. Bearing an injury, I mean, he's pretty much got it on lock, in my opinion. And Kyle Lewis, his counterpart, should be back this weekend. Starting our top 5, we have the Braves dropping a spot here. Just because, they had that series with the Mets last week, and that's where it got them. Just dropping a little bit here. The Mets won the series, so they've been moving up to 4, as you're going to see next. But the Braves, they're still a really good team. The World Series contenders, what are they going to do at the deadline? Are they going to add, stay put, go with what they got? We shall see. But on the positive news and the injuries, Ozzie Albies, he's ahead of schedule. He's looking for a mid of August return. Kirby Yates, could he be back tomorrow to play? That's going to be a big question there. But this Braves team is still a really good team. 4th, we have those Mets. 2.5 game lead on the Braves for the NL East. DeGrom, he got his start pushed back from Tuesday to tomorrow, Thursday, for his rehab. So that's something to monitor there. Chris Bassett, he's been good. Keeping this Mets rotation afloat along with Taijuan Walker. These guys have been consistently, could be aces, 1-2 punch here. While Scherzer has been, in and out of the rotation. But Mets, you got to love Polar Pete, Starling Marte, Jeff McNeil. They're getting contributions from everybody, and it really makes this team fun to watch. And the top 3 is more than likely going to stay the same. If you watched last week, the Astros are at 3, and they're 22-8 in the last 30 games. Jordan, he's been a beast. Hopefully, not hopefully. They've already announced he will be back tomorrow against the Yankees, which is a huge piece, especially for these games here that they have this week. JV, he's looking at a Cy Young, under 2 ERA, over 100 Ks. Christian Javier, not getting talked about enough. Started the year starting, then went to the bullpen, back to a starter, and now he has a 3.22 ERA, 112 Ks, and he has been a really good SP number 3 for them. But yeah, they have 5 tough games this week. 2 at home against the Yankees tomorrow, and 3 on the road against Seattle. 2, we have the Dodgers. So at 1, that means we do have the Yankees. But here at 2, everything's clicking for these Dodgers. Looks like they're going in the break hot. Now they get that rest, so they're going to come out on all cylinders firing. They're top 3 team in every stat category. The All-Star game was great there in LA. They did a good job hosting. It was a good party there. Now the Dodgers get to chill at home and wait till their next game tomorrow against the Giants. And at one for the ninth time this year, we have the New York Yankees. They were 8-7 though heading into the break, so around 500 ball. Need to clean up a few things, get back to those record-setting performances. Aaron Judge, 33 home runs, over 280 average, 70 RBIs. I mean, him and Alvarez, it's just one of those two is going to win MVP at this point if they keep doing what they're doing. Team ERA of 3.8 or 3.8 this year. They're third best in the MLB, which is kind of surprising to me, knowing that rotation plays in Yankee Stadium. So they're showing that they are a very good pitching team. They will definitely be adding bats at the deadline. I think it'll be outfielder, not a catcher, unless they can get a good deal on someone cheap for a backup for Trevino. Benintendi could be a piece to think there in the outfielder place. Gallo, because he's been struggling. But they have 5 games this week against good teams, streaking teams as well. But that is going to be it for the video today. Make sure you guys hit that like button down below. Subscribe to our channel. We're doing that giveaway at 500 subscribers. But until next time, the Bench Buddies are out.